We came here to answer one question, and we got our answer. There is no more if there's going to be a renewed Russian offensive. The answer is yes, it's happening right now, and it is as intense and as vicious as anything this country has seen to date. The concern that the one-year anniversary of something that was supposed to last just a few weeks would mark some kind of decline shows just the opposite. This war is real and on fire right now. I want to show you a map of the region. And as my producer John pointed out, as you see, the entire eastern region of Ukraine is in the mouth of the monster that is the Russian war machine that's coming right now. So we came here to show you what that reality is for the people and how long Ukraine can hold up against what Russia is bringing to bear. The shelling is constant in a way that I have never seen in any of the war coverage I've ever done. I want you to listen to what the reality is, because this idea that Russia is just targeting infrastructure or hunting for Nazis is nonsense. They're hunting people, men, women, children, where they live, where they go to school, and often where they are going to die. Listen to the sounds of the reality. That is the reality in Bakhmut, and that's why we wanted to take you there, so that we can remove all of the nuance and any of the open suggestion about what is or is not true. So we came to Ukraine. We'll talk about how we got here later in the show. And we went to Bakhmut. And the reality there was just as we have suspected. The fighting is intense. People are running for their lives to the extent that they can have a life at all. There is no power, there is no water, food is scarce, and the fighting is incredibly intense. Here's a little look at what it was for us on the ground.
Mine, maybe missiles, shelling, mine.
You can smell it, you can hear it. You know, it's like a signature look of this particular war. Those were soldiers in their own private car. It's actually an old Russian vehicle called a Lada. And they're driving their own vehicles a lot of the time here. And they're often fighting in their own hometowns. They're fighting to the death in their own hometowns as well. And you have to remember, there's so much different as a variety of artillery. And they hit differently. And even though you know they could be just a couple of blocks away or maybe a kilometer away, the different types of explosions can change the reality. And that happened when our team was on the ground. And instead of it being a heavier artillery shell, it was a mortar. And that's a different sensation that they experienced. Now, it was interesting. My producer, Bartley, reminded me that, hey, when a mortar goes off, you're not supposed to run. You're supposed to fall in place because of how it vectors when it explodes. But in those moments, you do what comes naturally, to the extent that anything is natural in a state of war, which is certainly what it is. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.